whether it's people searching for the topic of your live stream or it's YouTube suggesting it next to other videos, your video has a chance at a second and a third life.
I know people can go live on many platforms simultaneously. Can you tell us why you would think YouTube is a good strategic platform and what makes it unique for live streaming? Why you think it's good for business to get on something like YouTube to do that live streaming?
Well, if you look at the major social networks, you're talking Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and YouTube. If you look at those 6 major social networks, there's only one that's a video platform first, second, and third, and then has some other features like stories and shorts and different things. But essentially, YouTube is the video platform, and it's also the only one that organizes itself in terms of channels. And so your content has a life beyond the live and beyond that period of replay after a live stream when there's interest and eyeballs on it. And that's because of search, and that's because of suggested. And whether it's people searching for the topic of your live stream or it's YouTube suggesting it next to other videos, your video has a chance at a second and a third life. And you're putting together really a video portfolio on your YouTube channel that you can use as a place to send people who want to learn about either your show or your business or how you deal with people. It's a wonderful showcase to have a YouTube channel. Now, that being said, if your only goal is to grow a YouTube channel, then you have to take a look at the other strategies Gord's talking about and decide if live streaming is right for you and where it fits in. And certainly if you have an established channel or you have a good number of followers, you may look at live streaming as a way to engage those followers, to vary up your content, rather than, say, to accrue major watch time or new subscribers. It's all a matter of thinking through what you want out of YouTube. But YouTube has distinct advantages that no other major social network has, and that is it's a place that people go to search for content. It's a place that will keep your content alive long after, that could, no guarantees, but that could keep it alive long after. And it's also a place where people will go to learn about you. Your YouTube channel will be one of your top probably results when someone Googles you, and they immediately get a channel where you can set up, you can put your top videos in a playlist that's the first playlist, and you can really shape that homepage to be what you want it to be and to present yourself for your ideal client or your ideal viewer, your ideal subscriber. You have a lot of options of what you can do. And let's face it, if you can do a successful show on YouTube, YouTube's not an easy platform for somebody to start scratch and start a live streaming show or live streaming series. But if you can do a successful one, I think you get 3 extra points or whatever for doing it on YouTube. It has more cachet. It has more monetization options because of the way that we put links in the description.
Right.
That YouTube viewers are kind of trained already. Hey, he's talking about a certain microphone. I'm going to look in the description and see if he dropped a link in there. And so there's just so many things that you can do maybe on these other platforms, but the user of those platforms doesn't think in terms of searching for videos and what's in the description and so forth. And of course, when you add on top of it the monetization possibilities and the ability when you get to a certain number of subscribers to then have memberships and sell merchandise and so forth, I really believe that if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere about YouTube, right? Like they say about New York City. I really believe YouTube is the top
premier
line
platform.
place. Yeah. I mean, of all the platforms, it has the most benefits if you succeed on it. But that having been said, you have to think about where it fits in and whether you're attracting an audience. Because if you're not, you may want to prioritize other content on your channel and use another platform to try and grow an audience for live streaming. But I'm sure Gord will get into that more later on in the course.
So this got me thinking of an interesting question.
Sure.
You use the word shows, and I know in your mastermind, which I'm a member of, that you have some people there that run shows and some do podcasts, etc. Can you explain a few examples that it's very well suited for to use the YouTube live streaming platform and for monetizing?
Sure,
yeah, like
sure.
all of it.
So, again, the general guru consensus is that long form talk, unless you're a superstar, you're famous, you have a huge audience, isn't the way to go. But we've seen people buck that trend. So when I'm talking long form content, I'm talking sort of the live video podcast. Right. I'm talking what we're doing here, but we're doing a long form interview. Think Joe Rogan, think those type of shows. It may not be distributed as an audio podcast, but in effect, people think of it that way. A show could be multiple guests. I'm using a show as almost any type of live stream. Could be an ask me anything. It could be going live and just taking questions. You could be doing a Q&A from which is close to an ask me anything, but maybe it's focused on just video gear or something of that nature. So those are some of them. Certainly shows.
How about for people that are like coaches?
If you have people who will join you and are willing to do that in that environment, showing your ability to help people solve problems as a coach, very powerful. I'm also a big believer that a live testimonial is going to be better than a scripted pre-recorded one. So if you work with clients and they're willing to come on and discuss their journey from when they reached out to you when they were struggling to when they had a successful outcome at the end, now you've got something really powerful. You can also use live streaming as just a form of content creation. Okay, I'm not somebody who wants to spend a lot of time editing in general. I just don't have the time. So if I do something live, now I've got an hour of content. If I do an hour live stream or a half an hour. And so regardless of how many people watch, I've now got that content on my channel. I can optimize it for the channel, and then I can take clips of it to promote elsewhere, some of which may help bring people back to the channel and get new viewers, but others will be a unique piece of content in and of its own on another platform and will provide some value and help with branding me elsewhere. And I think you got to think about the whole package. That's, the content you're creating, the audience you're serving, and then how will this serve you after it's done? Are you planning to, optimize it, right? Which ideally you would do even before you went live. You'd have a great thumbnail, but you might want to change your thumbnail afterwards. You might want to check your keyword phrases. You might want to drop some things in the description you didn't have before. And then, can I cut this up? Will this be good in a playlist? Will this work? So there's a lot more to consider than just will the video monetize and will I get a lot of viewers? How does this work when somebody comes to my channel? Will this help them stay? Will this be something that they might click on? Is this something I'm going to serve up on a sort of top line playlist or not? And then there's decisions to make all along the way. But understand that just doing it as content creation, even if you never publish the replay, so to speak, or you never re-upload, or you never use it. You don't even keep it, you keep it unlisted or private. You're still getting great content from it, and you're taking a chance that an audience gathers around it. And if they do, then maybe you decide there's a different strategy when it comes to where it fits into your channel.